Picture a big room. Many important people are there. The air is heavy. Everyone is waiting. In the middle stands a young African president, Ibrahim Traoré. Across from him is a British officer, Colonel James Harrington. The British officer looks at the president and laughs. He thinks the president is just a boy. But in a few minutes, everything changes. The officer's career is finished. This is the story of how President Ibrahim Traoré showed the world the real power of Africa. This is a story you will never forget. The meeting room is bright. Flags from many countries hang on the walls. There are long tables with microphones and water bottles. People are talking in low voices. Some are writing notes. Some are looking at their phones. The British officer, Colonel Harrington, sits at the front. He wears a clean uniform with many medals. He looks around the room with a big smile. He feels important. He thinks he is the boss. President Traoré walks in. He is calm. He wears a simple suit. He shakes hands with a few people. He sits down across from Colonel Harrington. The room gets quiet. Everyone is watching. The meeting starts. A man from another country stands up and says, "We are here to talk about the future of Burkina Faso. We want to help." He sits down. Colonel Harrington stands up next. He talks loudly. He says, "Mr. President, you must listen to people like me. We have helped your country for many years. You should do what we say. We know what is best for you." Some people in the room nod. Some look worried. The British officer smiles. He thinks he is winning. He thinks everyone will agree with him. He looks at President Traoré and waits for an answer. President Traoré does not look scared. He looks at Colonel Harrington and says, "Colonel, in my country, respect is not given for free. We respect people who respect us. We work with people who work with us. But we do not bow to people who laugh at our dreams." Colonel Harrington laughs even louder. He says, "Dreams? My boy, dreams are for children. This is the real world. You need to wake up." He thinks everyone will laugh with him, but the room is quiet. Everyone is looking at President Traoré. President Traoré speaks again. His voice is strong. He says, "Let me tell you something, Colonel. In my country, we do not fear people who laugh at us. We know our strength. We know who we are. If you want to work with us, you must respect us. If you cannot do that, maybe you should leave." Now the room is very quiet. No one moves. No one speaks. Colonel Harrington looks around. He sees that no one is on his side. His smile is gone. He tries to say something, but no words come out. He feels small. He feels weak. A woman from another country stands up. She says, "I think we should listen to President Traoré. He speaks with courage." Another man says, "Yes, we must respect each other. We are here to work together." The room starts to change. People are now looking at President Traoré with respect. Colonel Harrington tries to speak again. He says, "I have experience. I know Africa. I know what is best." But his voice is not strong now. People are not listening to him. They are listening to President Traoré. President Traoré stands up. He says, "Burkina Faso is not a child. We are not weak. We want friends, not bosses. We want help, not orders. We want respect, not laughter." The people in the room clap their hands. Some stand up. Some smile. The power in the room has changed. After the meeting, the story spreads fast. People in Burkina Faso hear what happened. They are happy. They say, "Our president is strong. He is not afraid." People in other African countries hear the story too. They feel hope. They see that it is possible to stand up to powerful people and ask for respect. Colonel Harrington's life changes. He loses respect. No one listens to him anymore. His job is finished. He thought he was strong, but he was wrong. He did not understand Africa. He did not understand President Traoré. The next day, newspapers write about the meeting. The headline says, "President Traoré stands tall." People read the news in cafes and on the street. They talk about the president's words. They feel proud. On the radio, people call in to say, "We are lions, not hyenas. We are strong." In the days after the meeting, President Traoré meets with his team. He says, "We must work for our people. We must build schools and hospitals. We must use our gold and land for our children, not for others." His team agrees. They start new projects. They visit villages. They listen to farmers and teachers. They ask, "What do you need?" The people say, "We need water. We need roads. We need hope." President Traoré says, "We will work together. We will build our future." Some foreigners try to scare him. They say, "If you do not listen to us, we will stop helping you." But President Traoré says, "We are not children. We can take care of ourselves. We will find new friends who respect us. We will build our own future." His words give hope to many people. They start to believe in themselves. One day, a group of young people come to see President Traoré. They say, "We want to be strong like you. We want to be lions, not hyenas." President Traoré smiles. He says, "You are already strong. Never let anyone tell you that you are weak. Stand tall, work hard, respect yourself. That is the real power of Africa." The story of the meeting with Colonel Harrington becomes a lesson for everyone. Teachers tell it in schools. Parents tell it to their children. People say, if our president can stand up to the most powerful men in the world, then we can stand up for ourselves too. Even many years later, people remember that day. They remember how one man's laugh could not break the spirit of a whole country. They remember how a young president, with a strong heart, changed the way the world saw Africa. And they know that as long as they believe in themselves, nothing can stop them. After the meeting, President Traoré is invited to speak at a big event in another country. Many leaders are there. Some are from Africa. Some are from Europe and America. President Traoré stands on the stage. He says, "Africa is not weak. Africa is not small. We are strong. We are proud. We want respect." The people clap. Some leaders look surprised. Some look worried, but many smile. They see that Africa is changing. Back in Burkina Faso, President Traoré visits a school. The children stand up and sing a song. The song says, "We are lions. We are strong. We are not afraid." President Traoré smiles. He says, "You are the future. You must believe in yourself. You must work hard. You must help each other." In the city, people paint pictures of lions on the walls. They write words like respect, strength, and hope. The city feels alive. People walk with their heads high. They feel proud to be from Burkina Faso. One day, a reporter asks President Traoré, "How did you feel when Colonel Harrington laughed at you?" President Traoré says, "I did not feel small. I did not feel weak. I knew my strength. I knew my people were with me. I knew that respect is more important than fear." The reporter asks, "What is your message to young people?" President Traoré says, "Never let anyone tell you that you are not good enough. Never let anyone laugh at your dreams. Stand tall, work hard, respect yourself, respect others. That is the way to win." In other countries, people talk about President Traoré. Some leaders say, "He is too strong. He is too proud." But many people say, "He is right. He is brave. He is a real leader." Some young leaders in other African countries start to speak like him. They say, "We want respect. We want to build our own future." Colonel Harrington goes back to his country. He is not happy. He thought he was the boss. Now, no one listens to him. He sits alone in his office. He thinks about the meeting. He remembers the words of President Traoré. He knows he made a mistake. He knows he lost respect. In Burkina Faso, President Traoré keeps working. He visits villages. He talks to old people and young people. He listens to their stories. He says, "We are one family. We must help each other. We must build our country together." One day, a big storm comes. Roads are broken. Houses are damaged. President Traoré goes to help. He brings food and water. He helps people fix their homes. He says, "We are strong. We will not give up." The people thank him. They say, "You are our lion. You are our hope." The story of President Traoré and Colonel Harrington is told again and again. It is told in songs. It is told in books. It is told in movies. It becomes a symbol of hope and strength. People say, if you believe in yourself, you can do anything. One day, President Traoré is at a big meeting with leaders from all over Africa. A leader from another country stands up and says, "I want to thank President Traoré. He showed us that we can be strong. He showed us that we can ask for respect." The room claps. President Traoré smiles. He says, "We are all lions. We are all strong. We must help each other." Later, President Traoré meets with business people. They want to invest in Burkina Faso. They say, "We see your country is strong. We want to work with you." President Traoré says, "We welcome friends, but we want fair deals. We want respect for our people." The business people agree. They sign new deals. The country grows. In the markets, people sell food and clothes. They talk about the president. They say, "He is not afraid. He speaks for us." Children play games and pretend to be President Traoré. They say, "I am the lion. I am not afraid." One night, President Traoré sits with his team. They talk about the future. They make plans for new roads, new schools, and new jobs. President Traoré says, "We must keep working. We must never give up. Our people are counting on us." A few weeks later, A group of students visit the president. They bring a big drawing of a lion. They say, "This is for you. You are our lion." President Traoré thanks them. He says, "You are the real lions. You are the future. You must be brave. You must help each other." The story of the meeting with Colonel Harrington is now famous. People in other countries talk about it. They say, Africa is changing. Africa is strong. President Traoré is invited to more meetings. He speaks about respect, about hope, and about working together. One day, a woman from a small village writes a letter to the president. She says, "Thank you for standing up for us. Thank you for showing the world that we are strong." President Traoré reads the letter. He smiles. He knows he is doing the right thing. So, when someone laughs at your dreams, remember the story of President Ibrahim Traoré. Remember that the lion does not fear the laughter of the hyena. He knows his strength, and so do you. Thank you for listening to this story. If you liked it, please click the subscribe button. When you subscribe, you will hear more stories like this, stories of courage, hope, and strength from Africa and around the world. Share this video with your friends and family, so they can feel proud too. Leave a comment below and tell us what you think. Remember, you are strong. You are a lion. See you in the next story.